A what?
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good.
Hey,
Enjoying
can I
this
can I bra-
chair that I
can I brag a little bit first?
absolutely. Anything you want to brag about? Okay.
So, as you know, I'm getting ready to move to a new city. Moving next week,
Okay.
and you had recommended, kind of threw me a curveball, recommended I start virtual, which I
Absolutely.
wasn't really prepared for. So I went ahead and started. Had my marketing already. Put out my first mailer, went in the mail July 5th, right after the holiday. I had signed up for the Alex system.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, I had an appointment confirmed
Okay.
for Monday morning. Called up. Seller had stated they had a house worth $98,000. They believed that they were willing to sell for $70,000. And after a little bit of back and forth, I was able to confirm that that value was actually pretty much right on. I did my own CMA, and I have a realtor in the city that I use, and I had him check it. And so he came to the same conclusion, looked right on. We agreed to buy for $70,000, and on the first day. And the reason she wanted to sell was because she had had a tenant in the home for over 25 years, paying $200 a month.
Oh, wow.
And the lease had finally expired, and she just didn't want to have to deal with a tenant and knew that she was taking a loss and just wanted to get rid of the house. So the same week that I went live, I was able to successfully negotiate my first deal without, the appointment was booked for me. It was almost handed to me.
So you didn't have to do anything except join their coaching program, put direct marketing in the mail, and wait for that phone call, and you had to call the person.
And wait for somebody to book me an appointment.
Wow.
And that took 4 days.
Oh. Well.
So that was all great. FedEx throughout the contract. When I told her I would go over it line by line with her, and because she was really concerned about that. When I called her back, she said, "Oh, little snafu. I found the original lease. I promise you, I thought the lease was up last year. By the way, that was the bragging part. We're done with that. The lease actually isn't up until October of 2017. Is that going to change anything?" And I told her, yes, unfortunately it is. And I'd have to take a little bit of time to figure out how I could, I still wanted to make this work for her, and that, I'm a problem solver, and I'll figure it out. So we came back and we agreed on seller financing, and at zero interest rate, at a reduced price of $55,000. And she was comfortable with that.
Principal reduction. Okay.
Yeah, straight principal reduction. So I'm going to give her a little bit of money closing, just a little bit, and then $400 a month. I'll be taking the $2. I'm going to give her $4, and it's going to be a 20-month contract. So I'll actually have about 6 months about 4 months after I take possession to sell it before that becomes due, and balloon payment at the end. The question I have, and I can take this offline if it's easier, but trying to write all that up in the contract, I was struggling a little bit because some of it's like amortization over so long a period of time, and I had already written down that it was going to be $400 a month for 20 months. Should I just leave that paragraph blank? I just wanted to make sure that the paragraph looks good because I'm having to FedEx it back and forth. I want to delay it an extra week.
When we're done with this call today, so it's in like a half an hour, I'll take the 9-pager, the seller financing section, and I'll fill it out for you, somewhat in a hypothetical, but because you'll know the terms more than I will. But you'll get it. I'll have someone email it to you.
Oh, that's very generous. Would it be easier if I sent you because I filled it out? Would it be easier to just look at it and make corrections as needed?
Absolutely. That would absolutely be easier for me.
Okay.
We'll send it to Michael
at
Quarles.com.
Okay. Fantastic. I can't stay on the whole call, but thank you so much. I definitely want to get that contract out today.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. And again, even my feeling was, even if the deal hadn't gone through, you couldn't validate the concept any better than this. That she was willing to sell at a 30% discount with an absolute joyous heart, and was
so now you
so
got
relieved.
Or not 43.5%.
45. Yeah.
Not bad
Correct.
at all.
No, not bad for my first deal. I think the only skill was I managed not to screw up what was basically handed to me on a silver platter. But I do acknowledge that it was handed to me on a silver platter. Thank you so much.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff, another student wanted to know how much mail you sent out.
My budget was $1,500.
Thank you so much, buddy. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.